Hello, wonderful family. Another glorious day and another beautiful opportunity to share the word with you. Hallelujah. This is in continuation with what I taught on the previous day concerning a tip with respect to faith. Now, remember, I had defined faith, the most dynamic definition of faith. Faith is activity sequel to having believed what was told you, having trusted what was told you, having confidence in what was told you. Now, somebody seeing that activity or that speech will say, you have faith. And in this respect, it is faith concerning or trust in what God has told you or what God has said. And when I say has told you, basically most of the time it is, or in fact all of the time the bedrock is what he has told us in his word, in the Bible. Because that's the final arbiter. If it's not in keeping with what he has said in the Bible, in the word, then that's not faith in God. That's faith in what you think you heard God say. All right. Now, if, like I was giving the analogy, he said something and you believe that thing, and the evidence before your eyes is different from what he said, after you have taken it to him in prayer and you believed him, if you still keep seeing that evidence as if it hasn't changed, what do you do? Do you go back to him again and tell him about the matter? I give you an instance. You told your earthly father about a challenge you were having, which you know that he can fix. And he tells you, okay, don't worry, I'll get it done, or I've got it done for you. And you leave there because that earthly father always keeps his word to you. You leave there trusting what he has said. Let's say school fees. Him to send you money pay your school fees. Now, the earthly father says, I've taken care of it. If the school keeps sending you letters saying you're owing school fees, do you go back to your father and tell your father, Daddy, please pay my school fees? If your father is one who keeps his word, and when he said that I've paid it, he meant it. If you come back to him on the basis of what the school said, that you've not paid the school fees so that he paid the school fees, you're actually telling him that he lied. You didn't believe him. You didn't believe him. Why didn't you believe him? Because he has become a liar? Now, if he is one that always keeps his word, when you come back to tell him that, in his heart he takes it that you've believed the school over and above him and made him out to be a liar. And how pleased will he be with you? If in the instance that the school sends you letters saying you're still owing school fees after your father says he has paid the school fees, first thing first is to query the school. Whilst querying the school, if there's that banter going on, you can inform your father that, Daddy, you've paid the fees, but the school is giving me stress that it has not been paid. Can you help me out to deal with this, chaps? You've paid, I know without a shadow of a doubt, because you always keep your word. What do we do to this school? How do I tackle this school? But if you go back to him and tell him the same thing again as you came to him to tell him to pay your school fees, that makes your father sad. It's the same thing with God. If he says that by his stripes you were healed, you went to him and said you needed healing, and you prayed, and he also said that when you pray, believe you've received from him, and you left there. If you believed him, even if you're seeing contrary evidence to it, to your healing, you query the symptoms, you query the evidence, not your father. Because only one fellow can be lying there, and it's not your father. It's those symptoms. That's what the Bible calls lying vanities. You tell it that the one who provides healing has provided the healing for me. So you get out of here. You are a lying vanity, and by the stripes of Jesus, I was healed. You stand your ground. You don't go back to your father and say, I thought I was healed, but I guess I'm not healed. You made him out to be a liar. No. You rather side with your father against those evil pieces of evidence. You don't give it any room. That's what the Bible calls resist the devil and he will flee. Submit yourself to God. Submit to what God has said. He says, by the stripes you were healed. You believe him. So if I'm healed, what the heck is all this symptom hanging around? All these lying vanities hanging around me? You better vacate from this body because I am healed. God said so, and I believe it. Your father will be so jubilant and will boast about you that you believe him over and above what you feel, what you see, that he is the final authority in your life. And those lying vanities must bow. They must bow. God bless you. Hallelujah.